What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Crypto Sherpa channel, where I read you those cryptocurrency news articles so you don't have to. Man, I need a better catchphrase. That's how I always start these shows. But welcome back to the show. Sorry for being late today. Usually I do the shows at 12 o'clock, maybe sometimes 12:15, but today ended up just being a busy day. Just a late start on the newsletter, getting that out for our crypto clubs out there. We had our class at 1:30. We recapped the Bitcoin 2025 conference. We were there. We heard our members' stories, so that was nice. And then I just had appointments, members of the club come in, so I got sidetracked, different duties I got to do, still take care of here. But I am still here bringing you the daily crypto news Monday to Friday. And markets are looking pretty good right now. Bitcoin is kind of like at 105. The rest of the markets is looking pretty green right now. Minus for Whitecoin, or who was this guy? White Rock. I just saw white. Like, who's this white guy right here down 16%? And then when I saw it, why did I think of this King of the Hill moment from Bobby Hill?
Yeah, it's tough being a white man these days. It's tough, I tell you.
It's tough being a white man. That's all I saw when I saw this image right here. That was a funny time, King of the Hill. But it's tough being a white guy. During the last riot, I went out and bought a TV. King of the Hill was ahead of its time. That was hilarious. I'm glad they're having a rebuttal, or yeah, they're coming back this August, like 8 years later. So definitely looking forward to seeing that. But no, so Whitecoin's down. Everything else is doing pretty much green. But Bitcoin, like, guys, like, it's how can it go down? We got so much adoption news still of just more companies adding Bitcoin to a treasury. We got 2 Norwegian companies adding Bitcoin to treasury. We got a French company as well as a Canadian one out there. So it's just like everyone's jumping on board. Like, I don't really need to read through these articles of people acquiring Bitcoin. Like, who are these companies? We have NBX, which acquires Bitcoin and becomes the first public Bitcoin treasury company in Norway. So yeah, the Norwegian Block Exchange has added Bitcoin to its balance sheet, and it's becoming the first public Bitcoin treasury company in Norway. Now, this was company's NBX. They're the leading Nordic cryptocurrency exchange and digital asset platform, and they announced that it has added Bitcoin to its balance sheet, marking a national milestone as the first publicly listed company in Norway to do so. Now, that was, I guess, the first publicly listed company, and then also we got the Norwegian, the second public company, the Norwegian public company K33AB. They just purchased 10 Bitcoin for their new Bitcoin treasury strategy. And yeah, what does this company do? So they are a digital asset brokerage and research firm, announced that it has completed its first Bitcoin acquisition under its new Bitcoin treasury strategy, purchasing 10 Bitcoin for approximately 10 million SEK coins out there. And that was a notification from them. So yeah, 2 companies in Norway publicly listed added Bitcoin to his balance sheet. And then we have the blockchain group buy $69 million worth of Bitcoin. So they added another 624 to the balance sheet, bringing their total to 1,471 Bitcoin. And then lastly, we have Canadian company Solar Bank adopts Bitcoin treasury. And yeah, they added at least over 200 million, they have over 200 million clean energy partnerships to do so. Now, how much did they buy with this? Just in North American construction engineering company Solar Bank adopts a strategy. And does it say how much they added onto it? No, they didn't. Or is this their plan? They have 100 million US solar deals, 49 million agreements. So they have a lot of power and partners, so they can just mine their Bitcoin too. But no, so many people are acquiring Bitcoin right now, and they're going to hold on to it, or so we believe they're going to. There are some people out there who still want to question like all these companies getting on, because yeah, we have people in the space who love Bitcoin. It's like, they got into Bitcoin because we wanted to be outside of the system, away for it. And then I like having this conversation with one of our members, and like, he's always like going, but like, what's the end game here? We know these companies want to make money. And how he was talking about that, like, he liked Bitcoin being decentralized, but now all these companies are holding on to it. They're going to be using it. So it's just like, where does this go in the end? And like, what's the final game plan there? But again, I still believe it's just like these guys understand that the dollar's value is going low. It's not going to be worth as much as it does. So they're just trying to hedge against that when it happens. So that's just my honest opinion on what I think is this going on. They're acquiring this because it's what they need to use to survive. Otherwise, if their dollar goes down, they're just going to be even more hurting of a company. But no, those are just like, 4 new companies adding it. Let's see. I even saw like, who was it? Michael Saylor is like having a hold on, let me pull that up. Like he's doing an IPO to like buy more Bitcoin. Like where was that? I know I can probably find that really fast here, like on Cointelegraph. Let's see. That's why Bitcoin could do that. Let me see. I'm just trying to scroll through Telegraph to see Microsoft versus David. No, but Saylor's company strategy is like doing an IPO project with STR just to acquire more Bitcoin out there. So I couldn't find that article to at least bring it up, but we already know, we hear daily strategies buying more Bitcoin, Metaplants buying Bitcoin. So we're just getting those articles every single day, but there are so many other companies out there. If you want to like see, take a look at those holdings out there, go to bitcointreasuries.net. That is this website right here, and it's showing the Bitcoin treasuries, like where it's all at. Like there's 3.39 million in just Bitcoin treasuries from governments, private companies, public companies, the exchanges, DeFi and smart contracts, as well as the ETFs out there, and then the entities holding it as well. And then here's our chart showcasing it. So like, yeah, of course we got the top holder right there, MicroStrategy, holding, let's see, where is it at? 580,250 Bitcoin. So you see that right there? Can we zoom in more? There we go. So yeah, so MicroStrategy is in the league. 21 million is probably going to catch up to them pretty soon out there. Mara Holdings, the mining company, they hold 49,000 USX. Again, we just saw the news article on the blockchain group, and that's, you can even keep track of it. Like here, where is it? Where they held 1,000 Bitcoin, 1,042. See, here we go, the blockchain group. So that is the French tech firm that just acquired $69 million more worth of it. So this is a great website you guys can use to keep track of who actually holds on to Bitcoin, and then you can just see them just continue stacking their Bitcoin. So guys, there is not enough Bitcoin to go around. With these guys still coming on board, we're hearing more news about it. Eventually we're going to start seeing that the exchanges are getting even more illiquid, because with all these companies jumping on board, they just can't buy Bitcoin like that. It's impossible to do so. They got to go through the over-the-counter exchanges, directly through the miners. Maybe they got a friend to do like a transaction for them, or some type of business, kind of like how Tether did it with Bitfinex and how they moved 27 billion in Bitcoin to 21 Capital, which is Jack Mallers, the CEO of Strike's company out there. So again, it's like you cannot just get it from like out there. It's like eventually people are going to run out, or they're not going to want to sell it to you, and then that's when they'll go to the exchanges, and then that's when the price is just going to really go up. But no, guys, I just want to point that out, that Bitcoin is scarce. Like I say in every single video, everybody wants it. Don't get left behind. And again, if you want to follow the guys who are collecting all these companies, again, bitcointreasury.net. That's another tool you guys can use for your research and aiding you. But no, I thought that would be a great way just to start off the show, let you know that people are buying Bitcoin. So the price being at 106 right now, is that what it is? Hold on. Why does Cointelegraph keep doing this? Yeah, so we know we're at 105,603. We had like a nice little rise going there. So we just been holding this all month long. So we are just due for another spike. So like one of these guys, we were probably like right here. So I think we were waiting to see this little hump, but we can just keep going. Like I have my own thoughts on the market. People are still wondering about like altcoin season. Like, are we going to get it? Are we not going to get it? If you have an altcoin season, still pay attention like what the traditional cycles we used to. We followed Ethereum. If Ethereum pumps, then the altcoins are going to go with it, or the Ethereum-based ones. If Solana pumps, we may be seeing some Solana meme coins pump. But right now, we're just seeing Bitcoin's accumulation. So I just have a feeling that, who knows, altcoin season still could hit sometime randomly in this year, or we're just going to see Bitcoin slowly climb up to the end of the year of 2026, potentially reaching like 250,000. And then maybe the cryptos, like the bull run cycle, starts then in 2026. I don't know. I'm just being speculative of what I see out there. I just see all this energy flowing into Bitcoin, not so much the other space out there. Sure, AI is still doing great. Gaming tokens are doing good. Decentralized exchange tokens, those are still waiting to move. Those will probably move when alt season hits. But now, just from what I see in the news, the daily coverings, it's like I'm just feeling this is going to be a Bitcoin year. So take it as a grain of salt. Follow the news. Come up with your own decisions on like where you think the market's going to go, or just tell me too in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like, do you feel like alt season is just done? We're not getting it. Better luck in 2028, or do you kind of agree with me that like Bitcoin may just have its time to shine this year, and then altcoins can hit maybe next? So let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. But let's go through actually the news now. Let's cover some articles I got. I really only have like maybe 5 articles now because we just hovered over like the all these companies having adding to their treasury. But I thought this would be a good article to cover on who really controls Bitcoin's price in 2025. So this was an opinion piece from Cointelegraph, and is it the whales, is it the developers, or is it governments? This article hopefully will help explain that. So let's go through this one and just learn a little bit more, like who does control it? Well, how do whales influence Bitcoin's price out there? Well, if anyone comes close to moving the market, it's the whales. These are the investors holding thousands of Bitcoin, often institutions, also funds or OG holders from the earlier days, and in 2025, they're more active than ever. Now, the number of wallets holding over 1,000 Bitcoin has climbed to 1,455 wallets out there. So there is that many crypto wallets that hold over 1,000 Bitcoin. And that was at least targeted on May 2025. Now, marking a renewed wave of accumulation, some of this growth is driven by institutional players. Strategy alone now holds over 580,000, which is around 2.76% total supply, while BlackRock has added Bitcoin's allocations to its iShares Bitcoin Trust and related portfolios. Now, I wonder if we can actually take a look at that one chart and see BlackRock's. Now, we see MicroStrategies, but do we see the iShares of how much they hold? I don't think so. I guess those are the publicly companies or the ETFs on here. Let's scroll up and see really fast because there was a section showcasing like the ETFs. I can see Bitcoin entities holding it. Nah, it didn't. All right, well, let's continue on with the article. It's how much all these players are holding. But together, the two firms control an estimated 6% of the total Bitcoin supply, which is a staggering figure in an ecosystem with a fixed issuance and an increasingly thin exchange liquidity. Now, whales aren't necessarily hodlers either. They buy at scale, take profits on strength, and often unload right when the retail piles in. So since the start of 2025, several major corrections have followed large inflows to exchanges from whale wallets, a pattern that on-chain analysis flagged as early as February. Now, on the flip side, stretches of dormancy in whale wallets have coincided with upward price momentum, including Bitcoin's climb past $110,000 in April. Now, that said, not all whales are short-term traders. Data from CryptoQuant shows that long-standing whale addresses have realized just $679 million in profit since April, while newer, larger holders, likely hedge funds or high-net-worth individuals, have taken over $3.2 billion off the table in the same period. Now, this suggests a bifurcation. Early whales appear to be consolidating for the long haul, while new entrants are quick to cash out. So we're seeing that some people, like the newer guys, like, yeah, they want to just cash out. They do a big buy. They buy on a strong. Retail comes in, they pull out. But a lot of these whales, though, understand where they're, again, like I said in the beginning, these guys are understanding that the dollar is losing its value and going down. So it is, what is it? So they're holding the long term for it, just the long haul. So we know they're just going to keep holding and see what plays out. But the whale behavior may be a nuanced out there, but the impact still remains blunt, whether they're accumulating or distributing. These entities continue to play an outsized role in setting the tone and the direction of Bitcoin's price action. Now, who really holds Bitcoin? Well, let's see. We got top 100 addresses out there hold roughly around 5.9 million Bitcoin, which is the 28% of the supply. So this reflects highest concentration, includes early whales, institutions. And then we got addresses with less than 1,000 Bitcoin in it, which takes over at least 40% of the total Bitcoin because there's around 8.4 million in there. And these typical whale wallets include funds, exchanges, and OG holders out there. So they're not holding over 1,000 Bitcoin, but they're holding less in it. And then there's addresses with less than 10,000 Bitcoin in it, which is 2.9 million Bitcoin and 14% of the supply. And then the top 100 address or top 1,000 addresses hold less than 3 million Bitcoin in there. So that's around 50%. And when you add this total number up, it actually gets you to the 19.8 million or 19.87 million Bitcoin in circulation. So that's basically showing you all the wallets that have Bitcoin in it and the holders out there. It's not saying who these people are at all. It's just saying these are the wallet addresses that hold it. So some of these could be like MicroStrategy, some could be Coinbase, some could be BlackRock. But this is just like where the Bitcoin is allocated, just the amount in each specific wallet. So there's some charts there for you. Now let's continue on with, can developers influence the price of Bitcoin? Well, developer-led upgrades don't happen often in Bitcoin, and when they do, they tend to make waves. New functionality, better scalability, or more privacy that gets attention, and attention affects price. So here's kind of a little bit of the history of Bitcoin's just evolution in the space. So back in August of 2017, we got the SegWit. But the SegWit changed how data is stored in blocks, which meant more transactions could fit in and fees could go down. It also paved the way for things like the Lightning Network. And then what happened next? A surge. Bitcoin jumped from around $4,000 in August to nearly $20,000 by December 2017. Now that just wasn't just because of SegWit. The 2017 was a bull market, but SegWit helped lay down the groundwork with it. But again, like, these upgrades don't happen often. So that happened in 2017. Next up, Taproot came out in November of 2021. Taproot made Bitcoin smarter and more private. Complex transactions could now look like simple ones on-chain, helping with privacy and efficiency. It also opened the door for more advanced scripting. Now, Taproot activated just days after the Bitcoin hit its all-time high of $64,000, and the price move wasn't all about Taproot. There was ETF buzz, macro factors, and more, but it definitely added the sense that Bitcoin was maturing. Now, the upgrade was years in the making, with contributions from over 150 developers out there. And then since 2021, 3 years go by, and then we get the release of ordinals and BRC20 tokens. Now, these came out in 2023, 2024. So this is when we got runes, like kind of like NFTs on the Bitcoin space. So then came something no one really saw coming, NFTs and meme coins on Bitcoin. So thanks to Taproot and some creative developers, users began inscribing data onto individual Satoshis. It started with JPEGs and evolved into BRC20 tokens. Basically just meme tokens that live entirely on Bitcoin. Now, over $2 billion in market value was created in a matter of months, and miner fees soared because of it. So yeah, when these guys came out on the Bitcoin chain, it was like, yeah, gas fees were atrocious. It was also slower time. Not as bad as Ethereum, but it did. There was so much congestion because of it. And then let's see, was there any other developments that happened in Bitcoin's time since then? Let's see, we got Covenants, which was OP-CAT and OP-CTV. So as of May 2025, developers have been talking about the next big thing, which are covenants and new OP codes, like OP_CTV and OP_CAT. These could bring more flexibility, like vaults and programmable spending conditions. Big ideas for Bitcoin long-term goals. So here's like a development that's going on, which could be Bitcoin's next upgrade when it comes out. And then, did you know Bitcoin developer activity has surged in 2025 with over 3,200 comments recorded across its repositories in the past year. So this marks a significant rebound from the 2022 slowdown, signaling renewed momentum in the protocol's development. So since 2022, like, we've had a surge in Bitcoin activity, people programming, coding. So we got more developers out there. So developers can't really change or affect the price of Bitcoin, but they do play roles in it. So it's not just like one thing that always affects the price of Bitcoin. You got the exchanges pricing, you got whales moving action, you got governments wanting to buy it, and then also just little developments going, which makes the network a little bit better, more improvements, and that just creates new life and wanting to go into it. So yeah, so developers really don't play a big role, but they do play a little bit. Now, what else is going on? Well, how governments don't control Bitcoin, but they still move the market dollar? Yeah, because they don't control it. Like, they can use it. There's only 20 million, but they can't make more than that. It's like, you can only use what they got. So that's what they mean, really. It's like they don't control Bitcoin, but they're still moving the market. So let's hear about it. So no single government controls Bitcoin, but that doesn't mean that don't move the needle. From ETF approvals to surveillance laws, the regulatory shifts have become some of the biggest triggers of the major market moves. Now, take the 2024 approval of the spot Bitcoin ETF in the US. It was a watershed moment. Multiple funds got the green light, and Bitcoin rocketed past $73,000. Billions flowed in through platforms like BlackRock's iBit, and the message was loud and clear. Institutions were finally here. Now, on the flip side, the EU's proposal to tighten surveillance on self-custody wallets rattled the markets in 2023 and 2024, but it wasn't just about privacy. It raised concerns that crypto was being fenced off rather than embraced, and investors reacted accordingly with a brief pullback reflecting the anxiety. Now, macroeconomics plays its part too, but Bitcoin still behaves like a high beta tech stock. So when the US Federal Reserve paused rate hikes in late 2023 and hinted at cuts in 2024, Bitcoin responded quickly. Lower rates meant more liquidity and a weaker dollar and a renewed appetite for hard assets, including Bitcoin. And yet, even outright bans haven't stopped it. China's ongoing restrictions on trading and mining haven't erased demand. Users continue to access Bitcoin through over-the-counter desks, VPNs, and offshore platforms. In fact, in 2025, over-the-counter platform volumes in China remain surprisingly robust. That kind of resilience shows how tough it is to enforce borders around something that was built to be borderless. So while the governments can't control Bitcoin, their actions do shape the environment it moves in. Now, did you know the launch of the spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds also sent CME Bitcoin future open interest to record 9.6 billion quarter one? So yeah, so even though we've seen like governments try to hinder the action, it didn't stop it. Again, China, like that was kind of the last outside of FTX, China was like the final trigger too, where they tried to ban the Bitcoin in there, but their people still used it. They got past it with VPNs and over-the-counter exchanges. So it just shows that you can't put a border on Bitcoin, which is borderless. It's decentralized. It's for everybody, so you cannot stop it. So yeah, so governments can try to play roles in it, but they can't really stop it. They can help aid in its benefit, like we're seeing right now with them adding it to a Treasury reserve and everything, but they can't stop it. I don't think they can. So that's what governments do and how their roles play. But what drives now the Bitcoin's price? So who really controls Bitcoin's price out there? It's not the whales alone, not the core devs, not the SEC, the Fed, or the Chinese Politburo. It's all of them, and none of them at the same time. They are tangled in a decentralized tug-of-war where power is shared, situational, and consistently shifting. So whales still move volume, especially in the liquid moments. Developers shape the protocol, laying the rails for future use cases. Governments add pressure or permission through regulation, taxation, and enforcement. And then there are the macro forces out there like interest rates, inflation, and dollar strength that set the broader risk appetite. But those are just the headline players out there. There's sentiment too. It holds real weight. Retail euphoria can create parabolic runs. Institutional caution can trigger sharp retreats. Even social narratives from AI hype to global instability now influence how Bitcoin is positioned in portfolios. Now, in 2025, you've seen this interplay in action. The spot ETF approvals brought record inflows, but not always sustained rallies. Regulatory crackdowns in one region were met with growth in another. Whale movements triggered less panic in calmer markets, and sometimes the biggest surges came from narrative momentum alone, not fundamentals. So that's the paradox of Bitcoin. It's decentralized, but not immune to influence. It reflects belief, behavior, and constant negotiation between users, builders, and institutions and regulators. So the price is less a verdict than a pulse, tracking confidence, uncertainty, and conviction in real time. So nobody is in control, yet all of them are in control of this. So that's what it's saying. So everyone has like a little piece for why Bitcoin's price may go up, people's emotions, macroeconomics. There's tons of reasons why Bitcoin will shoot up, go down, and those are just a couple of reasons to do so. But yeah, so I think we should play a quick ad now before we continue on. But again, just with all this news out there and everything, like to show this because what Larry Fink said the other day, or he said a little bit ago, but he said no one should be surprised if Bitcoin hits 700,000. It's happening. So I really agree with that. Like, it's happening, guys. Like, if we hit 700, when are we going to hit it? I don't know. Like, I think we'll be in the beginning of summer, I think we'll be like in the 200s by the end of the year. 2026, that could push us to 500. And then 2027, we're getting closer to the 750 mark, like he's saying. And then 2028, we got the next Bitcoin happening. So, and still everyone's going to have high demand, and that's going to shoot us past the million. So that's just a little prediction. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not a financial advisor. But no, so that's what's going on. Let's take a quick ad, and we will be right back with more news.
Attention visionaries and pioneers, the future of wealth is here, and it's spelled BITCOIN, Bitcoin. Introducing the exclusive Loans for Bitcoin program at the Bitcoin Men Crypto Club, where your good credit unlocks 0% interest loans for up to 2 years, or term loans up to $250,000 spread over 7 to 12 years. Why wait? Use this capital to acquire the world's fastest appreciating asset, Bitcoin. With prices hovering around 94,000 and projections aiming much higher by the year's end, the time to act is now. Leverage isn't just for Wall Street anymore. Arbitrage the low cost of your loan against Bitcoin's explosive growth. It's smart finance for the modern investor. And privacy matters. Our no KYC Bitcoin purchase program ensures you buy and self-custody your assets in your own wallet. Your keys, your Bitcoin, your future. And as the world shifts to digital currencies, be ahead of the curve. Front-run corporations, governments, in this greatest financial revolution of our times. I'm Jay Bose, CEO of Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club. Call or text us today at 941-413-6920 and get started on that loan application. Secure your legacy. You will thank yourself tomorrow.
And we are back. All right. So, yeah, we have a lot of programs here at the Crypto Club. He was just talking about the loans program too. Right now, like if you want to try to gain like access to getting some Bitcoin, you don't have a lot of capital, being a club member, we can help out with loans for Bitcoin, where we have partnerships where you can take out a loan and then you can buy directly through us with no KYC. You know your customer, where you gotta give them your driver's license, social, take that selfie shot. It's like you don't have to do that when you're a member of the Crypto Club. We do bulk buys Tuesday at 5 o'clock for all of our club members, for whoever wants to buy, and then by Friday you should have the Bitcoin in your wallets. So yeah, if you want to learn more about the programs, go to bbcprograms.com, see what we offer, because we also have a Beef Initiative program, Home to HODL, and so much more coming, and lots of perks for our members. So definitely check that out. So let's move on and with our news, continue on with the Bitcoin news. It's all about Bitcoin. Like I said, like all this energy is just flowing into Bitcoin. I'm not getting too many altcoin news articles. When they do, it's great, but it doesn't affect their price at all. Everyone's just attention is on Bitcoin. So let's talk about how Tether moved $2.7 billion in Bitcoin to 21 Capital. So the transfers were expected based on social media posts from 21 Capital CEO Jack Mallers. Now, Tether CEO Paolo Arduano said on Monday that the stablecoin firm had moved 25,812 Bitcoin to a new address as part of its dealings with 21 Capital, a Bitcoin Treasury company involving crypto exchange Bitfinex and Wall Street giants Cantor Fitzgerald and SoftBank. Now, Arduano, who also serves as Bitfinex's chief technical officer, wrote across several posts on the social media platform X that Tether was moving the asset as part of the pre-funding of the initial convert/equity raise in 21 Capital. Now, the Bitcoin is worth $2.7 billion based on the asset's current value near 105,000, and 21 Capital CEO Jack Mallers, founder of the Strike parent company Zap, said on X last month that the Bitcoin Treasury company would feature proof of reserves. Alongside that announcement, Mallers posted a link to a digital wallet holding Bitcoin, arguing that the practice amounted to a commitment toward transparency. Now, at the same time, Mahler said that Tether and Bitfinex would share addresses of their own in the coming weeks, showing that crypto exchanges and stablecoin issuers contributed Bitcoin to 21 Capital. Mahlers added that a wallet address would be included that showed an additional contribution from Tether on behalf of SoftBank. Now, Mahlers posted details around 31,500 Bitcoin that would be moved, including 10,500 Bitcoin coming from Tether and on behalf of SoftBank. Now, Arduano's post, when combining the amount of Bitcoin that was moved, came in under that threshold. Now, 21 Capital will be listed on NASDAQ through a SPAC merger with Cantor Equity Partners, CEP, under the ticker XXI. Now, CEP shares price rose by 7% on Monday to $43, according to Yahoo Finance, not long after its debut shares spiked to $59.75. Now, like several companies that have branded themselves as Bitcoin treasury firms, 21 Capital plans on purchasing more Bitcoin than they could otherwise using corporate debt. The playbook was pioneered by Strategy, formerly MicroStrategy. So everyone's following that that strategy where they're going to be using corporate debt to just buy more Bitcoin, and that's definitely going to cause the price to go down. We're probably going to lose more value in the dollar, and if these guys choose like not to pay back those debts and they still hold on to the Bitcoin, what's the government going to do? You can't go after the Bitcoin. It's in their own self-custody wallet and everything. But what they will have to do is just turn on the money printer to make more fake money to cover their debt that was just increased. And that's just going to lower the dollar's value more and then cause Bitcoin's price to go up. So whatever that plan is going to be going on, that's how I think is going to happen. But in his post, Mahler said that the company plans to sell $100 million worth of convertible notes to investors. The convertible notes, often under certain set of conditions, can be converted into shares by a buyer at a later date. And Mahler's added that the company would also provide wallet addresses for BTC when we intend to acquire via the proceeds from 21 Capital's convertible note offering. So he's going to try to make this as transparent as possible. He'll show the wallet address in there. He probably won't say which wallet it is. Like, oh, this is our Tether wallet. Oh, he'll say this is our Trezor wallet, or this is our Exodus wallet. He's not going to say that. He's just going to say, well, here's the Bitcoin address. You can see what's in it. And that way, like when we say we have this amount of Bitcoin, you can see it. So they're going to be very transparent about that. And I think this 21 Capital can be on par with Bitcoin, with MicroStrategy. So once we start seeing what their treasury is holding, I think they'll probably catch up fast. Because again, you got 20. Who are these companies you got again with them? You got Bitfinex, and then the Wall Street giant banks Fitzgerald and SoftBank part of this, as well as Jack Mullish and Strike. So yeah, I think these guys can be one of the top two players in accumulating Bitcoin, actually becoming a Bitcoin bank. No, they're not going to be a Bitcoin bank. That's what we're doing. We bought a bank in El Salvador, and we want to be the first Bitcoin-backed bank. These guys just want to be like the Bitcoin something of the world for like everyone else who wants to borrow against and stuff. So that's where Sailor and 21 Capital are headed. But yeah, so that's that news for you. Let's continue on where Poland elects a pro-Bitcoin president. So that's right. So not just the United States has a pro-crypto president, even Poland has one now. And that is Naraki is in shock and upset because of it. So pro-Bitcoin politician Karol Naraki will be Poland's next head of state after the National Electoral Commission published the full count, giving him 50.89% of Sunday's runoff, ahead of Warsaw Mayor Rafael Trzaskowski on 49.11%. So he won just by that much. But the upset deprives Prime Minister Donald Tusk of crucial ally and hands the conservative opposition a presidential veto for the next 5 years. Now, for Bitcoin and crypto investors, the more immediate story is that the winner ran and won on the most explicitly pro-Bitcoin platform ever. Seen in a major EU member on the 28th of May, 4 days before the vote, the then candidate posted a video on X insisting that Poland needs innovation, not regulation. As president, I will guarantee that no draconian laws curbing your freedom will ever take effect. That phrase delivered in Polish, but replayed endlessly on TikTok and Telegram, and became a rallying cry for the country's estimate of 8 million crypto users. Now, what Naraki actually promised on Bitcoin? Well, during the campaign, he tied his monetary agenda to the broader supply side tax overhaul. Bankir.pl's audit of his written program highlighted the flagship pledge to abolish the 19% Belka capital gains tax, which is a levy that captures both equities and digital assets. Now, removing the tax would leave Poland with one of the lowest realized gains burdens on Bitcoin in the European Economic Area. So, nice. Second, Naraki framed himself as a negative regulator, someone who would veto restrictions rather than draft new crypto laws. I will be the constitutional firewall against any attempt to criminalize ordinary Poles for holding or spending Bitcoin, he said in an interview clip that closed his final televised debate. Now, Sławomir Mencen, the libertarian whose own campaign centered on creating a strategic Bitcoin reserve, failed to reach the second round, but shaped the entire race. On November 17th, he told his 1.2 million followers that Poland should create a strategic Bitcoin reserve, and if I become president, our country will be the cryptocurrency haven. Blockchain analytics firm from Arkham later linked the 33.7 Bitcoin, worth just over $3 million, to an address that he controls. Now, Mencen's proposed forced every mainstream contender to clarify a crypto position. Now, Naraki chose to co-opt rather than attack him, repeating that a reserve is worth studying, but argued that tax relief and legal certainty must come first. Now, the detente helped consolidate the libertarian vote behind Naraki in the runoff and may have supplied the 300,000 vote edge that separated the victor from the vanquished. Now, why is Bitcoin framed the election? Well, Polish household adoption of digital assets has accelerated since 2022. Statista forecast that 7.9 million domestic crypto users by year end, and roughly 21% of the adult population. Now, that demographic skews under 40 and urban, exactly the cohort that traditionally leans liberal. Now, Naraki's gamble was that a hard pro-Bitcoin line could peel those voters away without alienating the PIS base. Exit polling cited by The Guardian shows a 12-point swing toward Naraki among first-time voters compared with the 2020 presidential contest, enough to offset Trezor's dominance in the capital. Now, Naraki will be sworn in on August 6th because tax statutes originate in Parliament. Abolishing the Belka tax will require cooperation or public referendum. He has already threatened to call. Veto power, however, is unilateral, meaning he can immediately block any attempt by the governing coalition to transpose the most restricted parts of the EU's market and crypto assets into becoming law. So he's pledging to be like just that wall in between like the naysayers who are trying to stifle the innovation, and instead of having to try to create a new law to just solve the problem that the naysayers don't like, he's just going to say, nope, let's just veto your choice. Why even change anything? And we're not going to make up some new rule to abide by this naysayer. So it's like, nope, I'm going to just blockade every turn. So that's kind of good having a pro-president in that space. So again, guys, adoption is happening all over the world, whether it be treasuries, elected officials going into their houses, and then just everyday users and people out there. Everybody's on board on it now because, again, the higher ups are finally in and they're going to follow suit. So get your Bitcoin now while you still can. It's going to get harder and harder to get. And when that day comes, it's like, how can you be shocked? We told you to always get your crypto off exchanges. We told you liquidity is going to be going away. It's going to be harder and harder to get. And you're going to go onto the exchange one day and go, I want to buy $1,000 for the Bitcoin. And then they'll go oh, it's going to take you a month until you can move this off, if that, because they're just not going to have enough to be able to cover it. And that's going to be the smallest unit. So yeah, the world is changing. This is definitely a pro-Bitcoin world now, and whoever just doesn't want to get in, that's on you. So that's basically all of our Bitcoin news. I just got 2 more articles for you, where Trump meme coin team is now launching a crypto wallet. President's son denies its involvement, but okay, let's hear about this. So an official President Trump branded crypto wallet is launching in connection with his Solana meme coin and Magic Eden project. So President Donald Trump and his business partners appear to be launching their own crypto wallet, one linked to its Solana-based meme coin, and rolled out in partnership with major NFT marketplace Magic Eden. Now, that is a site where users can sign up for a waitlist to gain access to the wallet launched on Tuesday, and Magic Eden spokesperson confirmed that both legitimacy of the site and the company's partnership with Trump's business partners to Decrypt. Now, the site was first spotted by an independent journalist, Molly White. After this story initial publication, Magic Eden posted an announcement for the partnership on X, and the official Get Trump Memes account for the meme coin also retweeted the announcement. It was big news. The official Trump wallet is coming soon, the first and only crypto wallet for true Trump fans. Join the free waitlist for a chance to get a share of $1 million in Trump rewards. Just go to TrumpWallet.com now and join the waitlist. So, yeah. Now, while tied to an officially licensed Trump token and featuring the same branding, President Trump's sons, Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump, as well as Barron Trump, may not have expected the launch. They separately posted on X that they are not involved with the meme coin related wallet. They said, to be clear, our family has zero involvement with this wallet, Barron wrote. So that was just one of them. Donald Trump Jr.'s post appeared to distance the product from a wallet being developed by his own Worldly Financial project, which Donald, Barron, and Eric are also involved in. Now, the Trump organization has zero involvement with this wallet product, said Eric Trump, and I know nothing about it. So stay tuned for World Liberty Financial, which we do have been working on tirelessly, a new wallet, and we'll be launching our official wallet soon. So again, with the meme coin, that was someone a part of Trump's team. It wasn't him or the teams. Like, they have like no involvement in it. So when they're saying they're releasing a coin, I know when they say they're releasing a wallet out there, it's not really pertaining just straight to Trump and his family out there, but they are letting us know that they are a part of the World Liberty Financial one, which they do own a part of. Now, the Trump Wallet's chief value proposition appears to be currently offering those who sign up for it a chance on winning rewards related to Trump meme coins. The site promises users a chance at winning some piece of giveaway collectively worth 1 million Trump tokens, an amount worth 11.6 million at time of writing. And according to the site's terms and conditions, this sweepstakes begins and will last until July 4th. Then on Independence Day, all entrants who referred at least one other user to sign up for the Trump wallet will be entered into a raffle. Now, a single winner chosen at random will win $100,000 worth of Trump tokens. And crypto users who refer others to join Trump Wallet's waitlist are granted access to these so-called Trump boxes, which offer progressively greater odds at winning Trump prizes. Users refer 100 people to sign up, for example, will receive 100 referrals to win the Donald Trump box, which the site purports could contain as much as 200 Trump tokens, which is a sum of at least $2,300. Now, the Trump Wallet app is powered by Slingshot, a mobile crypto trading app that Magic Eden acquired in April in a bid to expand their platform's reach beyond the struggling NFT market. They said, "We have historically worked with the Trump project to support their prior NFT launches and are excited to be working on a much larger project now with the Trump Wallet." Now, Magic Eden previously aided Trump in launching the Bitcoin Ordinals NFT collection in early 2024. Now, a spokesperson for the longtime Trump business partner Bill Zenker, who is a list on documents for an LLC linked to the Trump meme coin, did not immediately respond to Decrypt's request for comment on the development, but we'll probably hear about it soon. Now, the president's meme coin launched earlier this year and has attempted to maintain relevance by offering holders unique perks, such as the dinner for the top holders with Trump himself that was held last month. Now, today's sweepstake appears to be just another similar initiative for that. Now, Trump is up about 3% over the last day, rising following the first word of this wallet. So the Trump meme coin is it's staying alive. Let's just say that. Now, how far can it go? I don't know. How long will it stay relevant? I guess it just really depends on the family. Trump supporters out there just want to keep it going. I personally don't hold any of the Trump meme coins. If I want to get one, I'll probably just buy one of them. I'm not planning on buying 100 coins, 200 coins. No, I'll buy one token for whatever the price is, just to say I have it, because I just really see this coin as just a memorabilia. I don't see it as an investment, a long-term hold, but they are still keeping it in the spotlight right now, which is keeping its price afloat. So that's what's going on with the Trump meme coin. It's coming out with a wallet. It's not associated with the Trump family at all, but the Trump family is working on their own wallet with World Liberty Finance. So just keeping you informed on that. And now let's go to our final article, which involves Ethereum. And looks like they announced layoffs in their foundation to restructure and boost the scalability and user experience of Ethereum. So they're cleaning house. Usually when we see these articles, it's usually the bear market times where it's layoffs, prices going down, we can't afford our members. But no, so this kind of article came a little bit sooner, where it's not like we need to lay off because we can't afford it. It's more we're just restructuring. We need a new team to take on this task. So layoffs follow a year-long community criticism over the scalability delays and developer engagement gaps threatening Ethereum's dominance. So Ethereum Foundation announced that it has fired some members of its research and development team. This move is part of a larger restructuring plan designed to address key protocol design challenges. Now, the reorganization efforts, according to a Monday blog post, the foundation has rebranded its protocol research and development division under a new simplified name, Protocol. Now, the organization is also reorganizing its teams and introducing clear coordination structures focused on three main areas: scaling Ethereum's base layer, expanding blob space, and improving user experience. So this also means that some members of PR&D won't be continuing with the Ethereum Foundation. We hope these individuals continue on in the Ethereum ecosystem and encourage others building out their teams to seek them out, said the statement. Now, the foundation did not name the people affected by the layoffs. However, it is said that these changes are needed to place it on a more responsive and effective path closer. Now, the restructured protocol team will serve as a central hub for Ethereum's core development efforts, and the goal is to improve transparency around the upgraded timelines, strengthen the technical documentation, and support ongoing research. Now, the nonprofit said that leadership will play an important role in carrying out its plans, with roles being clearly defined to increase accountability and accelerate progress. Tim Belko and Ansagar Dietrichs will head efforts to scale the Layer 1. Alex Stokes and Francesco Diamato will be in charge of the Layer 2 scaling, while Barnaby Manant and Josh Rudolph will lead user experience improvements. Now, Don Crad Feist has also been appointed a strategic advisor across all three focus areas and will support the project's lead in executing their responsibilities. He said, "We're hopeful that this new structure will empower our internal teams to focus more clearly and drive key initiatives forward," said Hisao Wei Wang, the co-executive director of Ethereum's foundation, in the next post. Now, the announcement also emphasized the Ethereum community's role. The foundation says it does not aim to replace external contributors, but instead wants to uphold high working standards. In line with this, now new governance forums are being introduced and feedback channels are being enhanced to ensure more effective input. Now, there has been community criticism out there. The reorganization comes in response to ongoing criticism over the foundation's management and strategic direction. Some members of the Ethereum community have warned over a year that the unresolved technical issues such as scalability, transaction speeds, and developer engagement could pose risks to the network's leadership in the space. Now, the nonprofit already made leadership changes to help address these concerns in March. Now, Hisao Wang and Tomeske K. Stanzak were named as co-executive directors, and these appointments aim to bring balance between operational technical leadership and so on. So good luck on the new team out there. But yeah, so Ethereum, they had to make changes. The scalability issue and the user experience, it just was not being changed. The community just been saying it for at least over a year. It's like, we need this changed. So they did layoffs, they're restructuring it, and hopefully Ethereum does get better. Because again, in order for all season to hit, we need Ethereum to rise. So hopefully they can get this done, and when they do, maybe then we see all season happen. But that's all the news I have for you. Sorry again for being late today. I will be back tomorrow at noon, as long as there again, no midway appointments or other duties I gotta take care of. But let's take a look at the Fear and Greed Index right now. It's like we are at a 58 in the neutral territory. So we're not greedy, we're not fearful, but we're just staying neutral right now. It's being shown in the price. I'm sure we'll move up. When Bitcoin's price moves, we're definitely greedy. So So I hope everybody enjoyed the news today, got something from it, and I will be back again tomorrow, like I said, for some more crypto news. And what up, Manny? Thank you for tuning in. Glad you got to catch the end of it. But yeah, so I will be back tomorrow, guys, with some more crypto news. So take care. Peace. I love you.
In a world where your data is constantly under attack, one company stands for your digital freedom. Introducing Calyx Solutions, your gateway to ultimate online privacy and secure cryptocurrency trading. Meet the Liberty Laptop. With its modified OS and advanced tracking prevention, it's your shield against surveillance. Access restricted areas, use recommended security software, and browse with confidence. Your digital footprint? Virtually non-existent. For the crypto pros, we present the Crypto Laptop. Pre-configured on premium hardware for secure trading. Optimized for your favorite wallets and exchanges, it's the fortress your digital assets deserve. Both laptops come with expert individual training and support. You're never alone in your journey to digital empowerment. At Calyx Solutions, we put you in control. No more worrying about data breaches or compromised transactions. Ready to join the revolution? Visit calyxsolutions.io and choose your perfect laptop today. Plus, become an affiliate and earn while sharing the power of digital freedom. Calyx Solutions. Unlock your digital freedom. Give us a call or text at 702-845-8276 or visit us directly at calyxsolutions.io.